At the Attorney General's office, they're some of Ken Paxton's staunchest defenders.
There's no court in America that would tolerate a process like this one.
General Litigation Chief Chris Hilton,
notwithstanding Section 1,
and his Solicitor General Judd Stone. In late May, Hilton and Stone both left the AG's office to join the defense team for their former boss, suspended AG Ken Paxton.
Chris Hilton.
But they didn't quit their old jobs Texans pay for. They took a temporary leave of absence. 4 other attorneys and an executive assistant also took temporary leave. You see, it's normally against internal ethics rules for a lawyer employed by the Office of the Attorney General to represent someone other than the state of Texas. But the man who briefly took over when Paxton was suspended, First Assistant Attorney General Brent Webster, waived those rules, writing, "I authorize you to represent Attorney General Paxton in your individual capacity in all matters related to impeachment proceedings."
How do you waive an ethics rule?
Will Pryor served as First Assistant Attorney General under Dan Morales.
Something's either a violation of an ethics rule or it's not.
It's certainly an unusual circumstance.
Jim McCormick served as the State Bar's Chief Disciplinary Counsel.
I'm really struggling to try to figure out why this seems like such a workable arrangement for these lawyers, given their role day in and day out in representing the state of Texas and its taxpayers.
This is about ending the political theater and allowing the Attorney General to get back to the crucial work of fighting for Texans. Thank you.
And here's one fact to know. While they've been on leave, taxpayers have still been paying them. Records show in June and July, Texas taxpayers collectively paid almost $121,000 in paid leave to Hilton, Stone, and the others. Again, that's after they stopped doing their jobs at the AG's office and began defending Paxton against charges he abused his office and took bribes from a friend and political donor.
They shouldn't be paid by the public.
Chase Untermeyer is a former chairman of the Texas Ethics Commission.
They're certainly at liberty to defend him and to be compensated by private sources for defending him, but not on the public payroll.
So how did we get here?
We are beginning with breaking news.
On May 27th, the Texas House impeached Paxton. 3 days later, on May 30th, Stone, Hilton, and 4 other attorneys requested to take a leave of absence to work on Paxton's legal defense. Webster's response? This is approved. We dug through the AG's office employee manual. It says, except in limited circumstances, employees may not accept any employment for legal representation that is in addition to their official position, and employees are generally barred from accepting fees. It also says employees shall not participate in any outside legal activities that could constitute a conflict of interest.
I mean, it does have state consequences, certainly, because he's an elected official, although suspended. You're essentially adverse to the Texas House of Representatives that brought these articles of impeachment.
But Webster wrote in a May 31st memo that he'd concluded their outside legal representation poses no conflict. He wrote that they were not precluded from accepting monetary compensation. The same day Webster wrote that memo, Hilton and Stone started their own law firm called Stone Hilton. That firm employs the other attorneys who took leave.
If someone else is funding this private law firm for these state attorneys to go work in, who are those people?
We reached out to the 6 lawyers on leave to ask, are you being paid by outside sources? If so, what are those outside sources? They have not responded to our questions.
I would encourage them to just resign. I don't know why they handled it this way.
Which brings us to the revolving door statute. That law prohibits former employees from representing or receiving compensation on matters they participated in while working for the state.
The process here has been completely lacking.
Before they went on leave, both Stone and Hilton helped defend Paxton against the claims that led to the impending impeachment trial. But experts say there's a loophole in the law. The law applies to former employees. And right now, Hilton and Stone aren't former employees. They're current employees on leave, defending Paxton.
We need to be one thing or the other. Either they are employees of the Attorney General's office or they are not employees of the Attorney General, in which case they're totally free.
In Dallas, I'm Tanya Iser.